Alright guys, it is September 15th. We're in Wisconsin, Brown County. To be a little more specific, it's 6 p.m. right now, and we just got all set up. We are overlooking this apple tree. There's been quite a few deer come to this apple tree every night, as well in the mornings. And there's a couple nice bucks too. Sat here Saturday night in the blind along the woods, and I realized that all these deer are coming to this apple tree. As I was about to get out, I looked behind me and there's a bunch of them. Deer up on this apple tree 20 yards from the house, 20 yards from where I parked my truck, and 2 of them were nice 8-pointers and another one was a nice 10-pointer. Last night we sat here, we saw an 8, a fork, and a doe. The 2 bucks popped out right at 30 yards on my right hand side here and presented no shot. Last night I had a garbage bin kind of blocking me, hiding me, and then tonight I got a lawn chair since it's garbage and the garbage is out by the road for tomorrow. But both those bucks came out at 30 yards and then they walked straight away from me towards the backyard on the edge of the woods, and then walked the edge of this woods / horse pasture. So, and then that doe came in at last light and we were gonna try to shoot her, and went to go pull back and she saw me. She kind of walked off. I should have just kept going, I think, with the draw, and I think we could have got a shot off. But no big deal. I actually just had a doe and a fawn walk past the camera down there. But I do feel like these bucks are avoiding my cell cams down there for some reason. I really do think so. But there's definitely quite a few nice bucks in here. They've been going to this apple tree all summer long, and obviously it's mid-September, they're still coming here, so they do kind of seem to be in groups a little bit still. But high today was 83. It's probably like 77 right now. It's been pretty warm, but when you're out of the sun it's not too bad. Evenings cool down somewhat fast, but either way, the past 2 nights we're seeing buck movement, so we're gonna keep hunting, and hopefully we can make something happen this week. So stay tuned. Hopefully something happens tonight. Guys, so it's a little after 7. I got 2 bucks out, probably 50 yards. Same dude from last night. 8-pointer and a fork. They're eating crab apples right behind the blind I was sitting in. It doesn't look like they're gonna work their way up here, but who knows? They might. Alright guys, so we just made her back to the house. Obviously another good, overall good hunt tonight. I've been getting out there, it's like 6 o'clock, so, and I'm expecting all the deer movement to happen in the last 30 minutes. And tonight, I think probably saw those first deer at like 7:05, a little after 7. But first buck we saw was that fork, and then right behind it was that decent 8-pointer that I would shoot probably about as wide as this guy behind me, just barely inside the ears. And those first 2 bucks were the same 2 we saw last night, except they popped out probably 50 plus yards away right behind the blind I was sitting in Saturday, and obviously no shot. And tonight I was actually ready in case they popped out where they did last night. I ranged that off and I was only 5 yards, so I was ready for that shot tonight. I would have had to stand up, but they probably would have been walking away, so I could have got I would have been able to stand up without them seeing me. But and then those two bucks kind of worked off, and they were, as they're walking alongside that fence, they're kind of looking at the apple tree or just the house in general, like, and they kind of pace back and forth, and it's like, it almost seemed like they wanted to come in. And for a second I thought that fork was gonna hop the fence and come over, but they never did. And then a little basket 8 popped out too at the end and did the same thing those first two did. But overall, good couple nights in the woods. That spot we're sitting in is just a great observation spot. I can really see that whole backyard, and definitely learned a lot the past 2 sits of what these deer are doing. They're obviously working that back edge of the woods along that fence, so I'm gonna have to adjust, I think. I might set up, and there's a big white pine that can kind of cover that if they pop out where they did tonight or last night. We'll be able to get a shot off, I think, and then we might be able to cover the apple tree too. So I do have a second set of I got a platform here and some more sticks as well. So we might get done with work tomorrow, go hang those quick, and obviously probably gonna be dripping sweat, so come back, shower and stuff, take our time, and go back out for like 6. But I'm gonna give that some thought, and we'll see you on the next hunt. Guys, it is September 16th today. We are set up in the creek bottom, but we haven't been hunting the creek bottom. The past 2 nights we've been sitting right underneath this right near this apple tree, right alongside the house. The apple tree is like 20 yards from the house, and we were literally sitting right alongside the house. And both those nights we've had good buck movement. And they've been walking along this fence back here, which is part of the horse pasture, and then the fence is also right alongside the woods. There's like a little 10-foot mowed lane that they've been using. They haven't been using the trail along the creek at all or anything, so they've been cutting out in the yard. Like I said, they've been feeding on the apple tree, but the bucks haven't been there the past 2 nights, so I set up right here on this trail where these bucks the past 2 nights have walked. Last night they poked out probably 30 yards behind us and fed underneath the crab apple tree back there, and then they worked their way right past where we're sitting here. So I just hung this set up literally at like 4:30. I got done with work at 4, came out here, hung it up, went back home, ate, and came back out here. We got an east wind's blowing our scent right into the woods. The past 2 nights the deer came from the south. So overall pretty good setup. Only thing is we are sitting extremely close. We're gonna have like a 7-yard shot if it happens, but who knows. We can actually see quite a bit here. We're kind of facing the barn, and then the house is out in front as well. So hopefully, if we see something coming, we can get ready. But hopefully they don't go to the apple tree tonight, and with my luck, they'll go to the apple tree and we'll be sitting here. So hopefully that does not happen. But it's probably like 77 degrees out right now. It was pretty calm up before, but the wind's picking up, as you guys can tell. It's been real warm. The high got up to 83 today. I was absolutely dripping sweat hanging the set. That's why I opted to come here right after work and then go back home, shower, change. But I don't know, I'm feeling kind of stealthy. We'll see. We will see. Making moves based on what I've been seeing the past 2 nights where we sat. It's just a great observation spot. I've learned a lot. And between Saturday through last night, I've seen a lot of nice bucks, and not one has gone past the camera. So just putting in time and learning, and hopefully something happens here soon. So we're gonna get settled in. It's a little after 6. With these deer moving in the yard, we haven't seen deer moving until like 7. On Sunday night, we saw our first 8-pointer at 7 p.m. and then last night we saw our first 2 bucks at 7:05 p.m. So both nights there was a nice 8-pointer here that I would shoot. So that's what we're after, is that nice 8-pointer, and hopefully shows up tonight like he did the past 2 nights. Stay tuned.